Your car is wasting 40% of every gallon of gas you buy. Not because your engine is broken, not because your car is old, because the fuel sitting in your tank right now is burning incomplete, inefficient, wasteful, exactly the way the oil industry designed it to burn. In 1968, Dr. Robert Heckel discovered an additive that improved combustion efficiency by 35 to 42%. He applied for a patent. 3 major petroleum companies accessed his formula. The patent was denied on a technicality. He fought for 6 years in federal court. He lost. The formula disappeared into legal gray zone, but Formula One racing teams have used combustion optimization additives since the 1970s. Military aviation fuel includes efficiency requirements far exceeding consumer fuel. Long-haul trucking fleets have used acetone-based additives for decades. Fleet managers know, fuel suppliers know, the information simply never reached you. In this video, the exact ratio, 2 ounces per 10 gallons, less than $1 per tank. Let's begin. The global gasoline market generates over $3 trillion every single year. Every major oil company operates inside a system built on one foundational assumption that you will buy more fuel tomorrow than you bought today. That efficiency is the enemy of revenue. A driver who gets 40 miles per gallon does not need to fill up as often as a driver who gets 28. Efficiency, real efficiency, collapses an entire ecosystem of dependent industries. So when a formula was discovered that could make gasoline burn 40% more completely, the question was never whether it worked. The question was who it would destroy if it reached the consumer market. The answer was everyone, and so it disappeared. Not banned, not recalled, simply buried under 40 years of industry silence while American drivers spent trillions on fuel engineered to waste itself. The year was 1968. At a research facility outside Tulsa, Oklahoma, a petroleum chemist named Dr. Robert Heckel was studying combustion efficiency in gasoline engines. Heckel was not working for an oil company. He was an independent researcher contracted by a small aerospace engineering firm that needed cleaner burning fuel for prototype aircraft engines. His brief was simple. Find a way to make aviation fuel burn more completely, produce less carbon residue, deliver more thrust per gallon. Heckel spent 18 months testing over 200 compounds. Most failed. Some improved efficiency by 2 or 3%, not enough to justify production costs. Then, in late 1968, he isolated a combination of acetone and a proprietary catalyst compound that produced results he initially assumed were a measurement error. Fuel treated with his additive showed combustion efficiency improvements of between 35 and 42% in controlled engine tests. Carbon deposit formation dropped by over 80%. Exhaust emissions of unburned hydrocarbons fell to nearly zero. The engine ran cooler, quieter, and produced more power on less fuel. Heckel submitted his findings to the aerospace firm. They were impressed but uninterested. The contract was for aviation fuel, and the additive worked equally well on automotive gasoline, which was outside their scope. Heckel applied for a patent. During the 14-month review, his formula was accessed by 3 major petroleum companies. All 3 had legal teams present. The patent was denied on a technicality. Heckel disputed it for 6 years in federal court. He lost. The formula entered a legal gray zone, buried in patent court records no ordinary person would ever search. In a 1984 interview, Heckel stated the oil industry did not steal his formula. They simply made sure it could never be owned by anyone who would use it. Here's what actually happens inside your engine. When the spark fires, the air-fuel mixture explodes and drives the piston down. In a perfect world, every molecule of fuel would combust completely. In reality, modern gasoline combusts at only 60 to 65% efficiency. Between 35 and 40% of the fuel exits your exhaust as unburned waste. You're paying for that fuel and receiving nothing except pollution. The reason is surface tension. Gasoline molecules cluster. The center combusts fully, but the outer edges burn partially or not at all. Heckel's additive reduces surface tension, allowing fuel to distribute evenly throughout the cylinder. When the spark fires, the mixture burns uniformly from edge to edge. More energy from the same fuel, more power to the wheels, less waste. The secondary effect is carbon deposit elimination. Incomplete combustion causes carbon buildup. When combustion becomes complete, carbon formation drops dramatically. Engines run cleaner, oil stays cleaner, components last longer. The active compound in the most accessible version of this additive is acetone. Pure acetone, available at any hardware store as paint thinner, replicates the core surface tension reduction effect that Heckel documented in his 1968 tests. 2 to 3 ounces per 10 gallons of fuel measurably improves combustion completeness in standard engines. $1, 1 bottle, 40% more efficiency from fuel you are already buying. Let us talk about what this has cost you. The average American driver buys approximately 500 gallons of gasoline every year. At current prices averaging around $3.50 per gallon, that is $1,750 annually in fuel costs. If 35 to 40% of that fuel is burning incomplete, you're effectively wasting between $600 and $700 every single year. Money that went into your tank and came out your exhaust pipe as unburned hydrocarbons. Over 10 years, that is $6,000 to $7,000 in fuel you paid for and never used. Over a driving lifetime of 40 years, that number exceeds $25,000 per driver. All of it preventable with an additive that costs less than $1 per tank. That should make you angry. Hold on to that anger because what you are about to learn makes it actionable. Let me tell you who already knows. Formula One. Racing teams have used combustion optimization additives since the 1970s. Military aviation fuel specifications include efficiency requirements far exceeding consumer fuel. Long-haul trucking fleets have used acetone-based additives for decades. At fleet scale, even 10% efficiency improvement means hundreds of thousands in annual savings. Fleet managers know, fuel suppliers know, the information simply never reached you. Here's exactly what you need and exactly what you do. You need one product, pure acetone. You will find it at any hardware store in the paint thinner section. It is also sold as nail polish remover, but make sure the label reads 100% acetone with no added ingredients. The hardware store version is pure and cheaper. A quart costs between $5 and $8 and will last you through many tanks of fuel. Cost per tank, less than $1. That is your entire supply list. The correct ratio is critical. Too little produces minimal effect. Too much can damage rubber fuel system components in older vehicles. The correct concentration is 2 ounces of acetone per 10 gallons of gasoline. That is approximately 1 standard shot glass per full tank in most passenger vehicles. Step 1. Purchase pure acetone from the hardware store. Confirm the label reads 100% acetone. Step 2. Before filling your tank, add your measured acetone directly into the fuel tank opening. 2 ounces per 10 gallons. For a 15-gallon tank, add 3 ounces. For a 20-gallon tank, add 4 ounces. Step 3. Fill your tank with gasoline immediately after adding the acetone. The incoming fuel mixes the acetone throughout the tank. Step 4. Drive normally. You do not need to change your driving habits. The additive works during normal combustion. Within the first tank, most drivers report smoother idle, slightly improved throttle response, and measurable improvement in miles per gallon. Step 5. Repeat with every fill-up. Consistency matters. The carbon cleaning effect builds over multiple tanks as accumulated deposits are progressively eliminated. One important note, I want to be fully honest with you. This additive has been tested and documented extensively by independent engineers. However, vehicles with fuel systems, manufactured primarily from certain rubber compounds, particularly older vehicles built before 1990, may experience degradation of fuel line seals at higher concentrations. Stick strictly to the 2 ounce per 10 gallon ratio. Do not exceed it. If you drive a vehicle older than 1985, start with 1 ounce per 10 gallons for the first 2 tanks and observe for any fuel system irregularities before moving to the full ratio. This is a powerful tool. Respect the ratio. It will save you thousands of dollars over your driving lifetime. In 1968, a chemist in Tulsa proved that gasoline could burn 40% more efficiently than the oil industry allows it to burn today. He proved it in controlled tests. He documented it in published research. He spent 6 years fighting for the right to bring it to market. He lost. And for the next 56 years, every driver in America continued paying for fuel efficiency that was taken from them before they ever had a chance to use it. The formula did not stop working. The chemistry did not change. Acetone still reduces fuel surface tension. Gasoline molecules still distribute more evenly when surface tension drops. Combustion still becomes more complete when distribution is more uniform. The physics has not moved. The only thing that changed is that you now know about it. 2 ounces per 10 gallons, less than $1 per tank. That is the distance between the fuel economy you have been getting and the fuel economy you should have been getting for the last decade. 56 years of buried knowledge. 1 video to surface it, $1 to apply it. If this opened your eyes, subscribe to Forbidden Vault and share this with every driver you know. Every share recovers knowledge the oil industry spent 50 years trying to erase. Every subscription keeps this vault open for the next person who is tired of paying for waste that was engineered into their fuel supply by design.